Hey everybody, Lady Cheryl here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I hope you will find something that you can use in this video and that you will subscribe and hit that like button. And also when you subscribe, make sure that you hit the notification button so that you won't miss any of my new videos. Okay? Now, let me share with you what I'm going to be talking about and demonstrating to you in this video. I'm going to show you how me, a senior citizen with a lot of health conditions, planted everything in my garden by myself. And if I can do it, you can do it too. And throughout the video, I'll share with you how I use my garden bench so that I won't have to be stooping over and bending down. Now, I've been gardening in this zip code for over 34 years. So I know how the weather is and I watch it daily. And this morning, I discovered that we're going to have some beautiful temperatures within the next few weeks. The temps are going to be in the upper 70s and lower 80s, and Tuesday, it's supposed to hit 92 degrees in Garden Zone 8A, Mesquite, Texas. So let's start right here. This morning, I'm planting some double-headed oriental lilies. It's an assortment of lilies, and they'll be coming up pretty soon. I got them on sale at Tulip World when it was only $13, free shipping, and they just delivered them, and I am planting them. Wow, the wind, I'm sorry guys. I'm putting them in this soil, used soil potting mix, pointed side up, with the roots going down about 6 inches. So now I'm gonna put new potting mix on top of here, and I'll let you guys know when they bloom. 7 years ago when I bought this Mesquite plum tree that you're looking at, it was just a twig. Actually, I had 5 of them. 4 of them are still in the food forest and property that I sold. So today I'm going to propagate a wild branch, and I'm gonna put it in some soil. So right there is where I put the little branch in the soil, and I remove most of the leaves off of it so that it can just concentrate growing some roots. It should root very well, and the thing about the Mesquite plum, it is not grafted on a different root stock. So if it roots, I'll get another free tree. Did you know that you can companion plant okra, spinach, and tomatoes together? And also, marigolds, you can plant them almost with anything. I had a few of my small seedlings that I didn't plant, so I decided that I would utilize them today. In this container where I'm growing black bearded irises and leftover spinach and a few carrots from the winter garden, I planted 1 okra, and I'm hoping a couple more of these would germinate, and I'll put maybe 2 more here because this is a large 25-gallon pot. And I put 1 of the hydroponically grown dwarf tiny Tim tomatoes right here, and then 3 marigold seedlings. Over here, there's another hydroponically grown dwarf tiny Tim that I put in the center of this pot, and it's surrounding by the real young tender marigold seedlings. Everything should do very well. Over here where I have tulips, you can see that I put a few tiny marigold seedlings in this container, as well as this one. This one has hyacinth bulbs. They'll be coming up pretty soon. And then I have tulips and marigolds all in this container. And it's a nice place to put it because it keeps the rug down. In North Texas, we have very high winds, so I can stabilize, at least for my daughter, this portion of the rug with these containers. I have a few more marigolds that I'm going to prick out and put right over here that I have in these 2 containers that's keeping the rug secure on the patio. You can see they're beginning to come up, and I'm going to put the remaining of these marigold seedlings into these 2 pots. Okay, so I have 6 marigolds in each of these containers. And if you were wondering why marigolds, I'll say it all the time, they repel insects, but they certainly repel mosquitoes. And we sit out on the patio a lot. You can see the grill right here, the patio table over here. So we can sit out here and don't worry about, you know, the mosquitoes too much. But I have a couple bug zappers. I can always bring them out if we're entertaining and we're going to be out here for a long period. Okay, guys, over here I want to show you where my 25-gallon buckets are and what I'm growing in them. You guys saw me grow these zinnias, and I'm growing them with some marigolds. Brian, you getting closer anyway? You can see the marigolds right down in here. And you can see the flowers are getting bigger, and they're going to be beautiful, guys. Up across here and all across this ledge, I'm growing tulips and daffodils. And one of the tulips bloomed over here already. Okay, now in this container, I have datura, which is that bush type of moonflower. It's going to have a big bloom. I'll insert a picture. And remember, there were very old seeds that I was able to get to germinate. And then I have my hibiscus, my red Texas star hibiscus that I drink every day to keep my blood pressure under control, along with my medication, because I have stage 4 kidney disease. So I have to keep that blood pressure down. And this is what works for me. I make a tea out of the flowers. And over here, I have Mexican petunias. You see where my hand is, Brian? These Mexican petunias, I'll insert a picture. I forgot all about these 3 plants that were in my food forest, guys, that I sold. And so I had to start them all over again. Over here, I'm growing zucchini because my daughter cooks a lot of it. And she said, Mom, can you please grow some squash and zucchini for me, because the prices are ridiculous. And so that's what I'm growing right here. And I have marigolds all around them to try to keep those squash bugs that we know that love to prey upon our squashes. And zucchini is a squash. Over here, I'm growing the dwarf squash. It's a crookneck. I grow it hydroponically upstairs in my room, but I'm also going to grow some outside. And once again, marigolds are planted all around it. All of this was planted from seeds, okay? Remember, free seeds that I saved. Over here, we've got butternut squash. I'm just doing an update, guys, to let you see how well that it is growing. And right over here, this is not my food garden here. This is coneflowers. And then we have some other perennials that are coming back. They're beginning to bloom. You can see right here. And over here we have another one. Right over here, I put where the rosemary is. And over here we have more zinnias. And you can see they're kind of like whipped from the wind, because we get very extremely high winds in Texas, North Texas that is, this time of year. And it'll subside about April, and we won't have to worry about that. But just because you see a little damage, it's okay. The flowers are still going to grow, and they will continue to bloom. Over here, some of these flowers came back. I dug them up from different places in the yard and put them in the hanging baskets. And this is my prayer garden area. Brian, if you can come all the way over here. I'm waiting right here, go in close by that angel. I have some, guys, I just remember what I was trying to think of. Hydrangeas. They need some shade, so they're right over here. And this is my little bench, right, guys, right here, where I sit down and I plant everything. Over here, you can see that my apple tree is coming to life. All these little bumps here, there's going to be leaves all on this tree. Right in here are my roses. I got them at Tractor Supply. Only reason why I'm telling you is because they said white roses. I just bought them last year, early spring, and they weren't white. They were a beautiful orange color and a coral color. So I don't care, because they're beautiful. And I trimmed these back a few weeks ago so that they can bush out and give me more blooms. And down here, I have an Asiatic lily real close, Brian. You see that green coming up? Coming back from last year. Then I have onions planted here. And the only thing I bought was some onion sets. Of course, you guys know that I ordered the bulbs for the flowers. And Society garlic from my friend off of eBay. And these little begonias. Okay? Because it got so cold this winter that they died back. And usually they are annuals, but in my garden zone, if we don't have a really, really deep freeze, they will come back. If they didn't come back, so I got some more. Here are some of my cherry tomatoes. Right here is my daughter's favorite. And over here, you can see my flowers are coming back. Right here with the headless lady that Brian broke the head. Did you break it, Brian?
Oh, Mama.
He doesn't know his strength. But you can see the cone flowers are coming back. Now, anything that you see blank, they're either tulips or daffodils or lilies coming up like right here. But over here is where I'm going to put more herbs. This pot and this pot. And you can see the peppermint is coming back. And you have to be very careful with your peppermint, because I made a mistake about 10 years ago and put it in a garden bed, and guys, it took over that garden bed. So I'm only going to grow it in containers. And even though I just had it in this container, the wind blew some of the seeds into this garden bed over here. And when I saw it, I said, I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to take over this big bed. This bed is a 8 feet long bed. And it is 2 feet high and 3 feet wide. So it can take a lot. Let's show you what we got. Brian, I want you to let them see this. This is the beefsteak tomato from seeds that I saved in 2015. Can you see that tomato? 2 of them right there. I'm really surprised. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to gently coax this through here. And then I'm going to put, oh look. 1, 2, 3, 4 more tomatoes. See them right here? And then a bloom here. Actually, it's 5 right here. And this is what they call a sucker. But since my garden is much smaller than it was when I first started making these videos, I'm not cutting the suckers off. The second week of June will be the last temperature below the triple digit temperatures, like 101, 104, 108, and these tomatoes won't flower. So I'm going to get as many of them as I can before it gets too hot. And so we got beefsteaks all along here in this front row. And then we have some California Wonder sweet peppers in the back. And I try to make me enough room. Can you follow me, Brian? And you can see that I can get in here and I can harvest. And I want you to know that all around this bed, we have Society garlic, because it's very pungent and insects don't like it, like the hornworm and squash bugs. And then we also go in closer, you can see the basil with the marigolds is growing really well. Are you close? So as you get the leaves right here, Brian, that's basil. You got over here, basil. Now let's move on. The maple plum tree. You saw me in the video cut off a branch and put it into soil, and hopefully, because it's such a healthy tree, we may end up, and I feel really positive about it, with another tree. We've got more tomatoes here. We've got hydroponically grown tomatoes here. The little short, tiny Tims. That's why you see the small cages. And then we have some more over here, and we have marigolds surrounding everything. Again, I made me a walkway right here so I can get all the way over here and harvest everything. This first row, they are beefsteaks. And then I have 2 beefsteaks over here. No, I'm sorry. 2 of the outside grown Tiny Tim tomatoes that grew all the way up until January of this year. So I saved some of those seeds, got bigger than the ones that were hydroponically grown. These pansies were not covered up at all, and they survived, along with these, the one over here and the one right there. See the yellow pansy over there, Brian? They survived because I had them covered up in that garden bed. Look at my, isn't that beautiful? When you plant something, when it's freezing outside and then you see everything is beginning to open up and bloom, it's just a wonderful feeling. But all over here we have sweet peppers. And then we have a lot of basil. See the leafy basil right here, Brian, where my finger is? Mm-hmm. In my zip code, basil and marigolds detract the insects. They don't like the smell of it. And the smell's delicious. Okay, over here I got 2 types of cucumber. And I have another 2 cucumbers over here. And then you can see the okra is starting to come up because the weather is much better now for the okra. Again, everything you see in here is grown from seeds. I put a few marigolds around this tree, and you can see it's leafing out. And this is the pink lady apple. I bought this tree when Bree was in the 1st grade. What grade is she in now, Brian?
4th.
4th. So this tree is 3 years old. We moved it from the food forest. It's always been in the container. All of this is going to be fully leafed out in another month. More daffodils and tulips. Look at that. Is that not beautiful? I just smile every time I come out here every morning to see that more have opened up. Just gorgeous. And remember, I got them real cheap at Tulip World when they were on sale, and I let you guys know about the sale. You can be paying over here, and we see we've got 2 tulips. I posted one on the community board, and while I was posting it, I came back outside, and another one had opened up. I was so happy. And some of them are not pointing in the right direction, but that's okay. Still beautiful. Still beautiful. And look over here, I got a double-headed one right here, Brian.
Oh.
Yeah, show that. That beautiful,
yeah.
Just gorgeous. Here's a hydroponically grown tomato. And I showed you in the video what I have over here. And just want to give you an update. You can see that it's much larger than it was a few days ago when I planted the okra and the tomatoes and marigolds. Over here, I may break on down and buy some eggplant. I'm not sure. Can you see over there, Brian? I got an empty container here and an empty container there. And I think I can afford to do that since the majority of everything that I grew was from seeds. Okay? I'm going to harvest everything in these first 2 rows. Actually, maybe more than that. And cook these mustard greens and these collards up with some turkey wings. It's gonna taste delicious. In my greenhouse, I'm still trying to germinate a few sunflowers, and you see they're coming up. See that? Mm-hmm. And I'm doing some opal basil. It's a purple basil. They need a little water. And speaking of water, let me share this with you. When you have high winds like we do in North Texas, you can't just Google how often you should water a plant. When you get strong winds, it dries up everything quickly. So you might have to come out and put a little water, especially on your young seedlings every day, just a little bit, so that they don't struggle and die off because they didn't get enough. Over here we're waiting on the Asiatic lilies to come up, and tulips are making their way, and daffodils. We're waiting for some lilies and daffodils to come up over here. This concludes my video for today. I hope you find something very useful in this video. And if you did, do me a favor, share it with your friends. If you know anybody that's gardening, because what's going on in the world today, guys, we need to garden more than ever. The cost of food is going up, and there's no end in the immediate future for the price hikes. And let them know that if I can do it, they can do it too. Okay, guys, you know that I love you, and God loves you too. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye now.